Okay, welcome to the inner sanctum of Tukuriada. And let's just catch a few things because things are happening so fast and we miss something. Amazingly so, because all the lights or the hype was in London. We missed the night of athletics in Belgium, in Stadio Divin, Housden Zoldaha in Belgium. Belgium, Brussels, the capital headquarters of EU. Things were happening while people were focused in London. I missed it because I missed Mary Moraa. She had gone out there to try how quick she can do it again in any event. She chose the 400. How does she do there? Not bad. She won it. Good for her. It's good for her going with the trials. Any win right now for anybody is a good step in the right direction. I wasn't very kind with her when she ran the 1K in Monaco. She didn't do very good. She didn't look very good. And I pointed out, and she decided to go 400 in Belgium. And she does very well at 50 point. She went let me see the time. Yeah, she went 50.49 and she won it in front of Emke Vaviet of Belgium. Well, Mary Moraa, that's how you sharpen your shape, you sharpen your tools, you sharpen your body before the trials which are happening, I think in Kenya as I speak, because the trials can be brutal in Kenya. You think you have it, you think you have it made, and then you go there, you don't get the cut of 1, 2, 3, and the politics that follow. So, Mary Moraa, you look good with a 50.4. I think that tells me that I still believe she can do it to the World Championship. And if she goes through the rounds, I think she builds her confidence. She builds something, she gets the momentum that has been lacking. Because the last time she looked relevant, she looked like she was in contention. I think we were in Stockholm or Oslo when she went 157, beaten on the line. Not to be outsmarted on that night. Don't miss whom I'm talking about, WInfred. WInfred Yavi had a good night in Belgium because a good night was rewarded in another spectacular time. She ran at 8:49, about 40 seconds ahead of everybody else, in front of Celestine Chepkoskei-Biwott. And that tells me something about, she ran 8:45 in Eugene. Yavi, a few weeks later, goes around 8:49 by herself. Faith Cherotich, Cheput Chemutai, the Ugandan. Again, Yavi comes championship. She is still the woman to beat in the 3,000 steeplechase. Mark those words, 8:45, 8:49 by herself, destroy the field in that night in Belgium. Wow, that is fast for a woman by herself. There was no competition. The competition was 9:19 for second place. That was not even competition. I think she just did it herself. And that tells you that Yavi, after being beaten twice by Faith Cherotich in Rabat, and I think we went to Rome or Paris, somewhere there where she got beat back to back. She went back, she said, not yet, Faith Cherotich. She's the woman to beat in the 3,000 steeplechase. And I'm suspecting everybody else has to figure out how do you beat her. Because if it comes down to it, if it comes down to those moments whereby who wants this thing more, I think Yavi is the woman to beat, the gold medalist from Paris. And that is that from Belgium. But there's something I wanted to just wrap up my show. I've always been very hard on Kenya and doping. But Kenya doesn't have a monopoly when it comes to doping. I found some interesting news here about the 4x4 American team in 1997 World Championship. I think it was, if I remember, some of you are not even born. Anyway, it's not a point. The point is, the 4x4 relay team had an athlete, I think it was Antonio Pettigrew. I remember this guy. I don't know why. Yeah, again, he was part of the team. And what happened is that he was juiced up during the event in the 4x4 in that World Championship. The Americans won the gold medal. They were the champions in that event in the 4x4. But once one of the athletes was found to have been doped during the event, The whole team was disqualified. Very interesting. The night or the day in London, these guys, 1,000 years later, so to speak, get their gold medal. So, justice will always prevail. I'm happy for the Brits. They were second. They got the gold after the Americans were DQ'd. So, doping, you'll be caught. That's the message, I think, from every corner of the world, that you can last so many years. 1997 to this moment, that's about 28 years. Now they are getting their goal. Well, they look like they're not running anymore, the four guys who I saw in the picture. There you have it. Doping, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be busted. Well, Mary Moraa, wish you well in the trials. Yavi, the Bahrainian, I don't think they have trials in Bahrain because who will beat her right now? She's the woman to be in the World Championship. Subscribers, welcome aboard. New subscribers, new likers, new viewers. We are in a family. Off to Korea because what's happening next will be thrilling. I think we march on to Tokyo, but we might have a few meets before that sharpen these athletes before then. I'll be in trials, as I told you guys, in Eugene in a few weeks. I'll give you my perspective, what I see, and what looks to be a preview to the World Championship. Talk to you later, man. This is me.